Welcome to Inside the Vandals, a weekly show covering men's and women's basketball. Inside the Vandals is brought to you by the School of Journalism and Mass Media.
Welcome to Inside the Vandals, brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Casino, Hotel, Spa, and Resort. I'm Zach Kellogg.
I'm Chris Dermer.
Chris, looking at Idaho Women's basketball, after splitting their last road trip, they are entering their final homestand of the 2020 season.
Yeah, Zach, the Vandals currently sit third place in the Big Sky standings and are in a battle for second place with Northern Arizona and Idaho State. The Vandals simply just have to win out if they want that first round bye.
Yeah, Chris, and it all starts against Northern Colorado in Memorial Gym. And I had the chance to catch up with head coach John Newlee to talk about last week's performances and career nights from Beyoncé and Lizzy Klinker, and also taking a look at the seniors' final games in Memorial Gym.
All right, good to be here.
All right, starting off, I want to talk about this last road trip you had. Went to Flagstaff in Sacramento. The Flagstaff game took 2 overtimes to decide, but another tough loss on the road. But in that game and the Sac State game, some bright spots. Lizzy Klinker, career high in points. Beyoncé, career high in points in that Sac State game, both having double-doubles. Can you touch on your players' abilities in order to rebound from a tough loss like that and win on the road in another tough environment in Sacramento?
Yeah, it was rough in Flagstaff. It was just like the game here at home. I feel like one we could have won. They hit a 3 at the buzzer to beat us again. Maddening because we had a lead, and I thought we defended them well, and we made our free throws and did everything we could have done to win. So, you go into Sac State, and we knew we had to get a split. We couldn't let this be a hangover game kind of like it was in that first quarter at home. Loved our players' resiliency. I thought we had a great practice in between the games. They were still having fun on the road trip, and I thought we went out and just played hard. And Beyoncé certainly took that game over.
And now coming back home, you're in Memorial Gym, really had some special games in there. The Denver game I've heard a lot is, that's something that a lot of players remember every time they step in there. And I know you said it doesn't matter where we play, you guys are going to continue to compete. But since that game in Memorial Gym where you had that kind of crowd, had that environment, and knowing that this is the last week you're going to be playing at home against the Bears, is there going to be, just maybe it's a little extra goosebumps? You walk on the floor like, all right, one last trip in Memorial Gym.
Well, I hope so. I know our players that were here remember that game, that WNIT game. It was fantastic, electrifying. And hopefully we have that same kind of crowd and that same kind of energy, and we have to bring our same energy, knowing it's the last 2 home games, play hard for our seniors, but also play hard for our seeding. There's a lot at stake, and we're really going to have to bring it this week.
And that's one thing I also want to talk about was the seeding. Down the stretch, Montana State 15-1 right now. They've won 11 straight. But you guys are still fighting for that 2 spot as well, and could make a run as well in these late season games. How important are these last 4 in this stretch? Making sure you guys are able to close things out and really have some momentum going into Boise.
I think they're huge. Like any time, we need to win at home. We have to defend our home floor, whether it's Cowan or whether it's Mem Gym, and then we got to go on the road and play as hard as we can in a couple of really tough environments.
And so now I want to talk about the seniors. This is their last trip. First, Issy Hadden, a player you've been with for 4 years. Having her on the team, I know she's been captain the last couple of years. Can you kind of touch on the leadership that she's helped exude and, her progression as a player over these past 4 years?
Yeah, it's, she came to us as a really skinny 6'4" girl, and, she's gotten so much stronger and so much better. Very consistent from mid-range. We love getting her the ball there. I think defensively she's grown, and like I said, with the strength and with the time in the weight room, it's helped. But she's always been very mature since she got here, and I think that's why we made her a captain even last year as a junior, just because everybody looks up to her. She's very level-headed, and just really has a good pulse on the team. I think on the floor, off the floor, and really keeps things going for me as being one of my captains. Have loved having her. She's been a dream to coach for 4 years, and we're going to miss her.
And now to take a closer look at Issy Hadden. Senior center Issy Hadden is not just a 2-time team captain, but also a leader that has been key to the Vandals' success. But after 3 years of watching senior nights, her time is finally here.
I think it's really crazy. I can't believe that it's already here, and I'm excited to play in Mem Gym. I think a lot of my favorite games have been in Mem, so I'm looking forward to have senior night in Mem, and it's just crazy that it's already here.
The Boise High graduate knew as soon as she stepped onto Moscow's campus that she had found her second home through the bond she had built with the team and coaching staff, and knew there was nowhere else she would like to be.
Idaho is the perfect fit for me. my family was able to come to a lot of games because it's a short drive to Boise, and my teammates have become my best friends, and I've met my lifelong friends here, and I think I'll always be close with the coaching staff, so it's just, I couldn't imagine playing anywhere else.
And come Saturday, Izzy, along with senior guard Lizzy Klinker, will be honored for everything they've done as Vandals.
I'm really excited to have Lizzy. It's nice to not be the only senior. Yeah, I think in the last year we've just grown a lot as teammates and friends, and it'll be really nice to have her also.
Before walking into Memorial Gym for the final time, Izzy had one last message for the team.
Just a big thank you. I've just had so many great memories made here with my teammates and my coaches, and some great games in Mem and Cowan, and just a big thank you to my coaches for believing in me and recruiting me, and just believing in me in the past 4 years, and then my teammates for always being there, and just all the fun memories we've made, even in the small moments like bus rides and team dinners. So yeah, just a big thank you.
My name is Kelly Dopke. I'm from Arcadia, California. U of I has been a huge part of who I am and really supported my journey and finding myself and also finding my passion. With the help of my coaches, my teammates, and professors, I've really seen me as an individual change, and I really am excited for the future that I have ahead of me.
Guard of 5'10" senior from number 33, Lizzy Klinker.
The impact that Lizzy Klinker has made on the Vandal women's basketball program will always be remembered by the fierce passion she played with every game. And with the season winding down, Senior Day has quickly arrived.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing and crazy, that's for sure. It's kind of a whirlwind of emotions. You enter college as a freshman and you watch your first senior night and you're like, wow, that is years away. Like, that is forever away. And then it comes to finally be yours, and it almost seems surreal.
After playing her first 2 seasons at Utah State, the Fairfield, Montana native found a home in Moscow, a decision that her sister, Newlee Klinker, is glad she made.
So there's that winning culture that is here at Idaho, and that pride in being an Idaho Vandal. And so that was something huge, that I came here and I knew that there was integrity on this team, and I didn't want to go through the process of maybe some falsehoods and whatnot. So knowing the inside scoop of this team really helped me buy in.
Oh, it's been amazing. It's honestly been the biggest blessing so far, and we've gotten so close. And just like we push each other every day, and we get closer and closer every day that we're together. And so, like, she's honestly my biggest role model.
With her time at Idaho coming to a close, Lizzy is nothing but thankful for becoming a Vandal and is ready to leave it all out on the court one last time.
Well, first to the coaches, just thank you for the opportunity, because I was able to flourish as a human, or like a person, and a basketball player, and being with my sister on senior night. Goodness, it like makes me emotional, but I'm so excited, and I don't want it to end yet. So thank you, everyone, and my teammates.
Now to Lizzy Klinker, the second member of this 2020 class, a transfer coming in from Utah State, playing with Newlee Klinker, and also being an anchor both for offensively and defensively for you guys. How's it been these last 2 seasons as someone who wasn't here all 4, but in the last 2, at least, has she made the most of her time wearing the silver and gold?
Yeah, I feel like she really has, especially now her senior year. I think she's really grown into a huge part of what we're doing. Fantastic basketball player. She's got that Klinker motor, and so that's never going to go off. And just our most athletic player, hardest working player, very physical kid who's so talented. She's so athletic. She can hit threes. She can hit the mid-range. That jump shot is great for her. And being able to just defend really from 1 through 5 for us. She's been an invaluable piece to what we've been doing offensively and defensively. I wish I would have had her for 4 years. I really would have loved to have had her those first couple years of development and see just how high her ceiling would be. But as I see her progress, I know she's just going to keep getting better and better, and hopefully go on to a good pro career.
Coach, thank you for joining us, and good luck against Northern Colorado.
All right, thanks.
For centuries, we, the Coeur d'Alene tribe, have honored our resources as good stewards and our region as good neighbors. We've built a world-class casino resort hotel that supports hundreds of jobs, funds healthcare and other services, and has generated more than $33 million for education. Because we've been an integral part of this land for generations, and we will be for generations to come.
Welcome back to Inside the Vandals. And Chris, now looking at men's basketball, after a tough homestand and a loss against Sacramento State, and Trayvon Allen moving into the top 10 all-time in scoring at the University of Idaho, they look to hit the road to Greeley for their final road trip of the season.
Yeah, Zach, and I was able to sit down with newly hired head coach Zach Claus about what we should expect with their game against the Bears. We're joined here today with head coach Zach Claus. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing terrific, thank you.
Awesome. So looking ahead now, you guys will be taking on the Northern Colorado Bears Thursday in Greeley. The Bears are pretty hot right now, 4-game winning streak. They can shoot really well from deep, one of the hottest shooting teams in the Big Sky. What are you specifically looking at from your squad to help take down the Bears in Greeley?
Well, it'll be another opportunity for us to play against a dangerous team that's from an offensive standpoint. Northern Colorado is as good as anybody from an offensive, how they attack things. I mean, like you mentioned, they shoot the ball terrific from three. They're led by their off the charts talented and smart point guard Radabaugh, who's been fabulous for 4 years for them. And that's where everything begins and ends at both ends for them. He's directing traffic. He's got the ball in his hands a great deal. The assist numbers that he put up in our game and what he's done since then, to have a nearly 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio is off the charts. And they play great at home. They've been a really talented offensive team, and we'll have to play our best defensively to have a shot.
Awesome. Yeah, and then, they're really hot shooting, but they're also a really good defensive team around the perimeter. So how important is it to get the big men going early? They've kind of been possibly struggling this past month. How is it important to get Scott Blakeney, Jack Wilson, all of them really going early to play more of an inside-out game possibly?
Well, it's always something that, we continue to look to, and trying to get as many easy baskets, and whether it be from our interior guys or guys off the bounce trying to get into the paint and making positive plays that way. It's going to continue to be a focus of ours to get quality shots on as many possessions as we possibly can.
Awesome. And then, final road stretch for you guys this season. It seems as whenever you guys are really pushed up against a corner, you guys really play some of your best basketball. Example against Eastern Washington. What's it going to take to pull off this upset on the road in Greeley?
Well, it's going to take a great deal of toughness and a competitive spirit from our guys. That's what we continue to preach to them each and every day. And we have to do it on the practice floor first, which we've had good days here the start of this week, and we have to keep building on that, because there is an absolute correlation between when we're good in practice and when it translates to Thursday and Saturday on the court.
Okay, Coach, I think that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you for joining us, and good luck.
Thank you.
And Chris, that interview taking place just hours before Coach Claus was announced as the new leading man for Idaho men's basketball. Congratulations to him and this program. But looking back to the Idaho women at home against Northern Colorado, one of the two members of the 2020 senior class is going to want to end her time at Moscow on the right note.
Yeah, Zach, I was able to talk with senior standout Lizzy Klinker in the latest edition of Full Court Press.
At guard, a 5'10" senior from Fairfield, Montana, number 33, Lizzy Klinker.
Welcome to Full Court Press. I'm joined here with Lizzy Klinker. So, Lizzy, you and your sister, Natalie, you bring the intensity every night when you guys play. So how intense can those one-on-one matchups be at times?
Oh, goodness. They can be very intense. I'm not going to lie. Popped her in the chin this summer. Yeah, not good.
Oh, man, how'd you like that one?
Oh, it ended the match. It ended that. We didn't get to finish it.
So what's your go-to warm-up song?
Go-to warm-up song? Super Bass by Nicki Minaj.
Oh, classic.
Yep.
Favorite place to eat in Moscow?
Ooh, Casa.
Casa?
Yep.
Nice, nice. So, what's the biggest lesson that Coach Newlee has taught you?
Confidence in yourself and keep going. You got to have confidence and shoot your shot, and something I don't always have.
So what's your favorite Vandal moment from these past 2 years at your time?
Favorite Vandal moment? Pac-Mem Gym when we played Denver, that's for sure.
Awesome.
The energy and crowd.
Awesome. That's Lizzy Klinker. It's been Full Court Press.
And coming up next, Idaho women's basketball hosting Northern Colorado in Memorial Gym. Doug Taylor with the call. For Inside the Vandals, I'm Zach Kellogg.
And I'm Chris Dermer.
We'll see you all next time.